Welcome back, my weird little news junkies, to Kleppers Corner, Today in Weird. You know, most days the news is predictable. Summits, stock markets, somebody in Congress tweeting something stupid. But every once in a while, the universe says, let's just roll the dice and see how strange humanity can get. August 18, 2025 was one of those days. From dictionary editors surrendering to TikTok slang, to a Spanish influencer losing a vacation thanks to AI, to a full-grown man stuck in a children's slide, today's headlines prove reality has officially joined the circus. So buckle up, we're diving headfirst into the wonderfully absurd. Segment 1, the dictionary's digital surrender. Skibbity, tradwife, and delulu. Enter the lexicon. The Cambridge Dictionary announced it's adding over 6,000 new words and phrases to keep up with internet culture. That's right, the book that once gave us Shakespeare's elegance is now officially recognizing skibbity toilet. Skibbity, for those of you over the age of 20, comes from a viral YouTube series where toilets with heads sing. And yes, now it's in the dictionary. Future English majors rejoice. One day you'll write essays on the thematic resonance of skibbity in 21st century literature. Another addition, tradwife. That's a traditional wife who documents homemaking on TikTok, which is just old-fashioned gender roles, but with ring lights, because nothing says return to tradition like monetizing your bread baking on Instagram. Then there's delulu, short for delusional. And it's not just for fans. Politicians are using it now. The Australian Prime Minister actually said delulu with no salulu in Parliament. Imagine Churchill saying that during World War II. We shall fight on the beaches, but anyone thinking we'll lose is delulu with no salulu. Oh, and broligarchy. That's when too many bros controlled the tech industry. Basically Musk, Zuckerberg, and anyone named Chad who owns crypto. Finally, a word to describe the frat house that runs your apps. But my favorite, mouse jiggler. It's a gadget that moves your cursor so your boss thinks you're working. The modern equivalent of stapling blank paper to look busy. Except now your laziness comes with Bluetooth. So yeah, the dictionary just turned into a TikTok feed, which means in 50 years, grandkids will look up to you and ask, Grandma, what does skibbity mean? And you'll just cry softly into your soup. Segment 2, the AI travel agent's blunder. Influencer versus Puerto Rico. Spanish influencer Mary Caldas tried to fly to Puerto Rico. She asked ChatGPT if she needed a visa. It said no. Technically correct, but forgot about a tiny little thing called ESTA, the mandatory travel authorization. Result, vacation denied. She filmed a tearful TikTok at the airport blaming the chatbot. I always do research, but ChatGPT told me no, which is basically like saying I trusted a magic 8-ball with my passport. Her followers split into two camps. Half mocked her, natural selection in action. The other half defended the AI. You didn't ask it right. So we're now at a point where people are gaslighting themselves on behalf of robots. And she anthropomorphized it, saying the AI sabotaged her because she sometimes insults it. Lady, ChatGPT doesn't have feelings. If it did, half of Reddit would have been vaporized by now. But don't worry, she made it to Puerto Rico a day later. And of course, she filmed herself at a Bad Bunny concert, because when life gives you delulu, make Salulu content. Segment 3, Termination, HR's 2-word panic email. Next up, corporate America strikes again. An HR department sent a company-wide email with the subject line, termination. Just that. No explanation. Cue thousands of employees clutching their laptops and Googling how to fake your own death for unemployment benefits. Turns out the email wasn't a mass layoff. It was just about 2 employees fired for security violations. But HR didn't think about tone. That's like texting your partner, we need to talk, and then following up with, about what kind of pizza to order. The story went viral on Reddit, with people calling it clickbait HR edition, because apparently your job can now be lost the same way BuzzFeed headlines used to trick you. 10 reasons you're terminated. Number 7 will shock you. If corporate emails had Yelp reviews, this one would be 1 star. Maybe question my life choices, would not recommend. Segment 4. Stuck in the slide, Connecticut's playground rescue. In Vernon, Connecticut, firefighters had to rescue a 40-year-old man stuck inside a kid's tube slide. That's right, he folded himself in like human origami and got wedged at the waist. The fire department had to cut open the slide to get him out. 30 minutes of professional equipment, all because a grown man decided, you know what would make Monday better? Becoming part of playground infrastructure. Here's the kicker. He refused hospital treatment. Translation, I'll take the shame, not the bill. No explanation for how he got in there, which makes it funnier. Did he lose a bet? Was he chasing a frisbee? Or is this the adult version of hide and seek that no one asked for? This man is now a legend because kids have excuses. Gravity, curiosity, sugar highs. Adults don't. The only thing he's stuck in at 40 should be a bad mortgage. Segment 5, Florida's boat that parked itself. Meanwhile, in Destin, Florida, a 75-foot boat got wedged sideways under a bridge. Locals described it as parallel parked, which is generous. This looked less like parking and more like Poseidon rage quit. The irony, this boat was literally on its way to be sunk as an artificial reef. That was its job. And before it could even get there, it almost sank itself in public. Imagine if the Titanic hit the iceberg on the way to the iceberg. No one was hurt. The bridge was fine, and after 15 minutes, they freed it. But for those 15 minutes, it was the world's most expensive bumper car. And yes, later that day, they sank it for real, renaming it the Ted Forsgren Necton Rorqual Reef, which sounds less like a reef and more like a Harry Potter spell. Segment 6, Bear Burglar with a Refined Palate. In California, a bear broke into a house and spent an hour snacking. Not just random chaos, the bear had taste. He ate cookies, chips, dog food, and sugar. He rejected Worcestershire sauce and vodka. Think about that. This bear is healthier than most college students. He said no to vodka. If frat bears existed, this one just lost its pledge. The homeowner watched on her security camera, narrating like it was a cooking show. Yes. Now the bear is pairing Oreos with turbinado sugar. A bold choice. Forget Goldilocks. This was gourmet locks. And the moral? If you live in bear country, lock your fridge, or at least leave out a charcuterie board to class it up. Segment 7, Rainbows on Saturn's moon Enceladus. Now let's go interplanetary. Scientists discovered rainbow-like optical effects in the geysers of Saturn's moon Enceladus, which means even space wants to remind us it's fabulous. It started as a bar conversation at Delft University. Hey, what if sunlight hits Enceladus's geysers like raindrops? Next thing you know, a student digs through 40,000 NASA photos and finds rainbows in space. Here's the weird part. The rainbows showed up in the thinnest part of the plume, not the densest, which left scientists scratching their heads. Basically, Enceladus is trolling physics. But these space rainbows may actually reveal secrets of its hidden ocean and maybe even life, which is wild. On Earth, rainbows just tell us it rained. On Enceladus, they might tell us aliens exist. No big deal. Segment 8, the Great South Delhi Rent Debate. A Reddit post from South Delhi went viral when a guy looking for an apartment was told 80,000 rupees rent for a 2-bedroom. He said his budget was 45,000. The broker replied, "I don't deal in low-budget areas." And just like that, the internet turned a broker into the symbol of class snobbery. People rallied to support the renter, saying 45,000 isn't low budget, it's selling a kidney budget. The story resonated because housing worldwide is insane. Whether you're in Delhi, New York, or London, everyone's just one lease away from living in a cardboard box labeled Cozy Studio, $2,000 a month. Segment 9, the impostor kidnap case, Florida. And finally, Florida, because of course. A woman kidnapped a family at gunpoint claiming the father was an impostor. Not a burglar, not a stalker, an impostor. This is straight out of a psychiatric textbook, the Capgras delusion, where someone believes loved ones are replaced by lookalikes. Terrifying for the family, but also proof Florida remains the nation's weirdest capital. Hurricanes, gators, now identity theft hallucinations. If your state slogan is the Sunshine State, maybe updated to the WTF State. And that, my friends, was August 18th, 2025, a day where the dictionary got TikTokified, influencers blamed AI for canceled flights, HR invented horror email subjects, a man got swallowed by a slide, a boat parallel parked into a bridge, a bear turned into a food critic, Saturn threw a rainbow party, Delhi debated rent, and Florida, well, Florida stayed Florida. The moral of the story? The world is a strange, strange place. And honestly, thank God, because if it wasn't, what would I talk about for 8 minutes? That's all for today's Kleppers Corner, Today in Weird.